too complicated even for the kids. So it's just simply shoot and sink ships. So the kids like that, and of course I found a couple of old copies of Naval War. So these they're like almost 40 years old, but the kids
Oh
love that
wow.
game too. So we play that in the Second World War class, and
Oh,
then we
good.
we fly the B-17. That's always
That's
fun.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
That
we
used to
went
be
on a
fun for
bombing
my
run. I think
children.
I mentioned we went on a bombing run to Rouen, France. We lost a couple of bombers, on the way there. One got caught flack in the bomb bay, and the bombs went off, and the whole plane went up in smoke. And and then I think the best plane got like a 30% hit on the rail line at Rouen. So then my comment to the kids was, okay, well, all those bombs that missed fell on French civilians. They're like, what? And yeah, yeah, we just bombed the French and they were our friends and allies.
There's no such thing as
Yep.
precision
Nope.
guidance
Nope.
weaponry back then,
Yep. So, and of course,
no matter
then,
how
the,
great those
the
guys were.
last thing in the lecture where we talk about, obviously, I think we fly B-17, but then we talk about the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And that's always a sobering, topic for people. So, all right, I'm going to text Rick here real quick.
That's cool.
All right, well, I think last we left, we were at I guess, the reorganization segment, cavalry, you know, uh, tiredness, readiness, whatever you want to call it, segment.
Well, we're um, route and disorder recovery first, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, isn't
Yeah.
that the
Okay.
recovery phase?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess morale recovery phase, and then we have the cavalry readiness phase. So, do we want to get started on that? I I sent Rick a text, so hopefully he'll either come on or he'll reply and let me know if he's going to join us tonight or not.
Yeah, I can get started on that.
So we,
Disorder can't roll if they're a zone of influence, correct?
right, if you're adjacent to enemy unit, so not in a zone of just being adjacent precludes
Sure.
you from recovering.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we roll for disorders first, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I've got anyone disordered out on the east side of the map. Oh, I do. I've got a Cossack that's disordered. Let's see if we can get him back. Hey, it's amazing. A miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
It's what, -3 if they've taken a hit that turn?
It's
It's
-3 if they're
-6.
disordered,
Yeah. Okay.
and then it would be minus, um, -6 if they're half dead or something like that. So, for example, you've got some poles over here that you've got a stack that's disordered, and so you would just have a -6 on the roll a -3 on the roll for them, since nobody's taken any significant amount of damage. All right, who else is disordered? Those guys can't recover. All right, those guys there, they're going to recover. That's nice. Okay.
Dead. 12.
All right, and then I got the cavalry. Okay, they're going to recover. All right. Got some more cavalry. So let's see how they do. Nope. And let me roll for them. And let's roll for them. Well, they're feeling better about their lives. All right, those guys are adjacent. It's times like this that I miss the bar rule where you could stack a leader with the guys and they automatically recover from disorder. Like, that would be one way to deal with all of the...
Yeah.
Yep, just go plunk a ADC here, there, somewhere else.
Let's see. Do I got any more that are eligible? He's not. He's not disordered. Let's see.
Next week, I have travel. I may or may not be available next Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be gone the following Sunday after that. I'll be in Louisville.
Oh, that's right, for the big whoop-de-doo out there. Historians
Yeah,
Society, something like that.
World History Association, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really neat. Are you listening to lectures or giving a talk? What's the...
This one's going to be passive, so I'm going to just go to a bunch of workshops. And
Cool.
yeah, I'm hoping they usually inspire me, give me new information, learn a little more, some more new pedagogy to use. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, and then after disorders, then it's time for routed people.
For routes.
Okay. All right, those guys are going to be good, although they're going to be out of command. All right, and then those guys. Oh, they're good too. And they're out of command. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's okay. Yes, they keep going.
Oh, they're going to keep running away. Oh, and Michael, these guys probably should have had an exhaust marker on them since they charged this last turn.
Yeah.
And then you'll just move them back.
15 from
Well, actually, it's so they're
probably this guy.
they're yeah. So, but I don't think they move their full value. I think they move half their value because they're thirded, but then improved by 50%. So they just move back 7 movement points.
9, 12, 14, 15. So as long as they get past that bridge. I'm sorry, you were saying...
Yeah, so their
what,
movement
9?
is going to be 7.
It's just straight half. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's thirded, but then that's improved by 50%. So it works out to be, half.
Regs guys.
These are. See.
Yep, those guys are back. They should be. You've got a minus 12, but a plus 5.
24, that's 12. Yeah,
Yeah, they should
they're
be
good.
fine. Yeah, because it's like it would be 23, but then plus 5 puts it over 30, and I know those guys are better than that.
Yeah.
That's what having Piatowski's there for.
All right, I think that's all my guys on the
Did you
right
get this
side.
guy that's down here? I think this one here is yours. Down by the
Can you flash it again?
down here, Kobayaskov Swamp. He looks like.
Yeah, I rolled like a 12.
Oh,
15
okay.
So surprised he didn't surrender.
There, the first one's back to Warsaw.
Yeah, here Lublin's nice at this time of the year.
Yeah.
Very pretty in the fall, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so let's roll for these guys. No, they have to keep rolling. They have no ADC.
Yeah, if
or
they don't
no
have a
officer
leader,
with
they
them.
have to keep running. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I
Did you
gotta find the nearest cover.
did you roll for this guy that's under the charge marker?
I don't think that's not my guy.
That's not your guy?
That would be David. He's got there's poles that are there, but that's the Fistula Legion.
Which guy are we talking about?
No. It's over here by Utitsa Kurgan.
These guys, right?
Nope.
I just did them. They.
No,
Okay.
I'm flashing over here on the east side. There's a cavalry unit that you charged with. It's over here. It's on the road from Utitsa.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah. They could roll because they've got a leader with them.
21?
So they're going to have a minus
21.
12, but a plus 2, so they have a minus 10 altogether.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, no. Yeah. So they're going to go back
right, so
basically half their movement, which is probably going to be 7 since they're exhausted.
1, 2, 3, 6. So 5 morale rolls. 3 of them have been in the teen. No, 6 morale rolls. 4 of them have been in the teens. That's
A symphony to my
Means something.
ears.
that means when it comes time for bombardment,
You'll make up for
I'm just
it.
gonna roll nothing but 66s.
There you go.
I'm feeling a long streak.
Okay, so
Now is Rick showing up or?
I have not heard from him, and he has not
Since we
arrived. So we can
continued.
probably roll for his stuff. He's got some disordered guys up here that are part of, Davu's Corps. So if you want to roll for them, there's like this stack here. So they're
Yep,
just going to
we'll
have a
start
minus
there.
3. No,
That's
they're
not
gonna
gonna do it.
stay. And then there's this guy here. He's going to have a minus 3 also. That he's good enough.
And then
Let's
there's this
see.
stack
Yep.
there.
And they're going to have a minus 9.
Okay.
Nope,
so
they're gonna stay disordered.
still disordered.
That's it as far as
Can anyone tell me
disordered
what the counter is on top of the stack that I'm flashing? Because it shows up as white in my laptop.
Where are you at? On the east side or the west side?
West side,
Okay.
flashing over by the river.
Maybe Brennan can or Mitch can fill you in. David and I are handling stuff here. All right.
That's
that-
probably a cavalry that charged,
Yeah.
and its charge marker flipped over. So you take
Oh,
off the
it's a charge
marker, but
marker.
not the power area.
Yeah. So they're probably exhausted. They got a
I
charge
think
marker. So
that stack is flipped,
Yeah.
right? So it's, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So David,
So-
let's
And Michael, are they
let's start
routed
at
or
the
just sort of
top and
in a row?
work our way down, I
They're
guess.
routed.
Or do we want to start at the
They're
bottom and work your
PGD.
way? Yeah, let's start at the bottom and work our way up. So he's got so down here by the he's
All
got
right, so this-
Compans.
Yep. He can roll.
Yep, he's going to
he's
have a
fine.
minus 12.
No,
Nope,
but
he's
that's
gonna
not gonna
stay.
do it.
Then the next guy would be these guys here. They're going to have a minus 12 minus another. Gosh, they've got 4 units there, and they're different regiments, so they're going to have a minus 9. They're going to have a minus 21 for that stack.
if they're in cover, they can roll, correct?
Is-
Regardless of if they don't have a leader.
Yeah,
If they're 15 hexes or more, they can
Okay,
roll.
that's
Whether or
and,
not
and,
cover-
and they are
cover
in,
is not.
and they're in brush or woods or village. So
But those aren't eligible to roll. Now, the Brennan, can a stack that needs to keep running, can it split?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything that would prevent that. So.
you should like that one there. Otherwise, they're going to
Yeah.
have that penalty.
Right, that's why
like a
I'm
minus
asking
21
that.
is going to make it really tough.
So because I can split them into the 30th and the 13th, and then they don't have that penalty, and I can change stacking order, and they won't have that penalty. All right, so let's do, and they still.
Oh yeah,
keep
they
going.
can't. They couldn't roll anyway. They're still
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. They're still in range
Yeah.
of. So that's what I'm. All right, so that's. Let's clone this.
4, 6. I'll move some of these others while you do that, Dave. So 2, 4, 6 gets those guys there. 2, 4, 6 gets those guys there. And let's see. 2, 4, 6 gets those guys there. There is a leader here with that. So they could actually try to recover. They've got a minus. They're going to have a minus probably something. Let's flip it over and see.
Somebody
they're
might
gonna
get a
have
level.
a minus 10 on that stack there, David.
All right,
So 41, that's going to be a
31, 23.
3. Yeah, they should pass the top guy's a 16.
Yeah, okay. And that will do it. Let's bring this. Yeah, let's see here.
All right, and then all these other guys don't have a leader, so 2, 4, 6, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2, 4, 6, and okay. That takes care of those people. All right.
Guys need to be marked as out of command. All right. Command. Did you get this one over here? Eric?
That was one of, yeah, I moved him. Yeah,
Okay.
he was up here and I moved him down. So he's done his little bit there.
All right. So I guess now we can do
Now we can-
tiredness.
Yeah, so anybody who doesn't have
charge.
a charge marker on them can have that.
Oh, this guy forgot to roll for disorder. Boom. Ooh, I don't think he did it.
With a
Let's see.
15 minus 3.
Nope. Yeah. Nope. He's a 16. So he's still disordered. Oh, he's got a. Oh, maybe he. Excuse me. He's got a 5. 15, which means that's.
Does he have a
plus
leader?
5 minus 3. Yeah, he had a leader, a +5 leader.
So that would
that'd
give him
be
a plus
+2.
2. So yeah, no, he would
Yeah.
be fine. It's going to give him a
Okay.
21.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Okay. All right. So this charge can come off. This tired can come off. And Guyot, they didn't move at all, so his exhausted can come off. And let's see, I think this guy, he did not move at all, so his exhausted can come off. And
I think this guy's exhausted could come off. What's left of him.
which guy?
This guy here. That little tiny fragment. Yeah.
Right.
50 guys. Some on, some off horses, right?
Been resting out there in the face of the enemy.
Well, yeah, and then when I was when I had gone to Paris, there at the Invalides, they had a fantastic stuff there on the Battle of Borodino. It had all kinds of interesting stuff and paintings and whatnot. And then this one description of how this group of cavalry just sat there kind of in front of the great redoubt for like 2 hours, just getting bombarded. And then the horses would they'd kind of step forward a little bit and move and close up ranks and just getting pounded for like 2 hours. And, the question is, well, did Napoleon forget they were there? What happened? Why do these poor guys just get completely destroyed? So very sad. But it goes to show you just the level of discipline for them to, stay and endure all of that.
Yeah, this guy's charge marker can come off. And
Nick, you have some ammo recoveries to roll?
Oh, are we there yet? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, I've got ammo to recover too. So out on the far side of the universe.
yep, I got
Hey,
at least,
they got their
at least
ammo
one.
back.
I got a couple that do that too. All right, so this stack, let's see what he gets. Nope. And let's
Nope.
see, I think I got another one in here. This one right there. Nope. And I think that's the only.
All right, I've got a heavy gun. Let's see. Nope. All right, I think those were the only 2 I had, so 1 came through and 1 did not. It's what we call par for the
All
course.
mine were for not, but that's all right. We got lots more.
It's kind of how it works. Kind of how it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do we have to take care of? I think it's, if everybody's done with that, we can move the clock and get ready for the next turn.
We need to remove the moved marker.
The what marker?
The moved.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we can advance the clock. It is now the 1:40 turn. And it looks like the French are getting a leader back. Who is this? Pretty sure it's a French guy. Artillery. He is with the 4th Corps. I don't know who's got the 4th Corps. Is that one of your guys, Robert?
I think that he was stacked over here at one time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whoever's, so he's the reserve artillery of the 4th Corps.
So would he?
He's going to show up at the Shevardino redoubt when the reinforcement shit shows up.
Okay. I'll have to remember he's there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess now what we would do is go to our collective headquarters and have a powwow. And figure out. Oh yeah, and we have to roll for our randomness.
Yep, random events.
I'll just do that right now.
Let's see. French random.
34.
A 34. That's probably just a middle of the road kind of a thing.
Data analysis shows too many variables. Data analysis shows too many variables.
Oh, Rick said he forgot. He'll be coming shortly.
Oh, kiddo.
Yep. So let's see. 52 for the French is just Napoleon command, 1 command point at the army level. And a 34 for the Russians is Uvarov. No, what is that? 34. Barclay de Tolly in command. 1 command point for us at the command level. Okay. So pretty much the usual. Okay. I'll see you guys down in Coalition headquarters.
Yeah, in French.
Well, gentlemen, how goes it in your part of the battlefield?
Goes pretty good.
Okay. I would like, if at all possible, at least 2, possibly 3 command points. I can get by with 2 if necessary, but a 3rd one might be nice.
I don't need very many, 1 or 0, given how things are developing in my sector.
Okay. So what is the general plan for this coming several turns?
I mean, the number one thing, the number one strong point that the French have is Napoleon's heavy battery.
Yep.
And so our number one gradual maneuver is to bring our long-range 12-pounder position artillery into places where maybe not this turn, but by next turn, we're at least ranging in on Napoleon.
Okay.
And what that specifically means is your Moloff's guns, which are west of the Great Redoubt, he's got short range targets and he's low on ammo. So your Molov should use up his ammo on the west side of the Great Redoubt over 1 to 2 turns. Then he should limber up,
Right.
and he should move back around the north side of the Great Redoubt to join the other guards' guns on the east side.
Okay.
Doktorov's heavy guns on the east side of the redoubt definitely need to limber, which they forgot to do last time.
Oh, they were, was this the turn they got assaulted?
That was
No.
last turn. Yeah. So they definitely need to limber and pull back.
Oh, they failed.
They failed. Okay. So in any case, they need to trickle backwards because they're out at 0. So they need to start reloading. So your Molov and Doktorov need to reload. But the artillery resource that we have coming up are all of the freshly reloaded guns, which is great. So Eric, between you and Mitch, you need to open up fire zones, either probably over 1 to 2 to 3 turns. Like this turn, they're still short range, like squares and nay infantry and stuff. Might as well chew them down at short range, but short or medium. But by 2 to 3 turns from now, you definitely want to have the heavy guns bearing onto Napoleon's position.
Okay. Well,
I will bring up Euler and his heavy guns from the west. They're going to take over where Yermolov is now.
okay. Yeah, my Kutayazov's battery that's over on the far eastern side of my position, they're almost out of ammo. And so one of the guns is down to its last shot. The other one pulled back and didn't get reloaded this turn. But I've got Lowenstein's battery is fresh and dishing out death and destruction. So I will slowly, Kutayazov's battery is going to be going silent here for a while. So we'll see how that goes.
But that's okay. I mean, there's no choice about that.
Yeah.
He just needs to do that and reload.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And then so Lowenstern is providing the main firepower for now, but the French have culminated there anyway. Like they ran out of offensive fuel. They're done. Now you're just crushing the survivors.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the number one theme for the coming 2 to 3 turns is making sure we gradually work our artillery into position, our heavy artillery, so that we can run a final round of counter battery against Napoleon. Because once we start landing hits by counter battery against Napoleon, they're going to pack up and leave or die,
Right.
which is fine. And once they die, then at that point we've won the game, because then we just close into medium range with every gun we have and fire away while the infantry and cavalry come forward. There may be an hour's worth of counter battery dueling with Napoleon, and he'll probably dish out some hits back, but we want to make sure we're working to set that foundation up.
Okay.
Other than that, the short-term things are like they made a wild cavalry charge with a whole bunch of lights. Maybe we could sweep those guys up with our own cavalry or cav and infantry. They're all exhausted. They're assaultable by infantry this turn. So we want to try to hit that cav group that came forward.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was hoping that I could get a command for Duca's cuirassiers. And see what I can do over here, basically to blunt whatever's left of his attack. He's only got, he doesn't have much in the way of cavalry over here. He's got a little bit of heavy cavalry with de France, and then he's got those 2 guns, those 2 big guys that are part of the guard.
Dragoons and Grenadier.
Yeah. So I got everybody on my side, except one unit, everybody's back from the last little adventure. So I figured I could charge, do a bunch of damage, depending on what he's got, and push stuff back. And if he pushes out with his infantry, then I can hit those guys and do a number on them.
So Eric, you can have one of my chits for sure. So you've got your standard 2 plus mine, that's 3.
Okay.
And then Mitch, what do you have in mind?
Well, okay, so that's the sort of the question, right? Is I can do Lavrov, which is great,
Yeah, you definitely need to
You
do
certainly
Lavrov.
you need to do that for sure. Yeah.
and that seems to make sense to me. If you want me to bring a division, you can give me one, and I'll bring another division. But I don't really feel like there's room for me right now.
Yeah, I'm just going
You
to
know,
leave
so-
I'm just leaving the 12th division where they are. They're just, I mean, there's not much left of them. They're just kind of getting chewed up, and they're going to be, skedaddling here at some point in time. But at least they did hold off 2 French divisions, so we got to give them some credit. But I wasn't planning on doing anything with them. I thought I would do something with Stroganov over on the east side, basically to bottle up the Poles in the kill zone, and
I think one should work for me, and we should be able to decimate some French with some cavalry.
Mitch, tell me about your blue hussars, Mariupol hussars.
The ones that have a charge marker on top of them.
Yeah.
we should
Well, that
probably
just
take
means
the
they couldn't
charge
recover.
marker off of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that means they can recover now, but they can't recover.
Okay. And your dragoons, Jakov's dragoons, the 9th and or the Kurland dragoons and the
These
Orenburg
guys should
dragoons.
have their charge marker removed as well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Also, yeah. Okay. So those guys aren't really all that fresh. You've got 3 regiments of whom 2 are exhausted. So giving you an extra point for cavalry over there is probably not worth it.
No, I think my white cavalry is sufficient.
Okay. So you're going to get your Lavrov chit and one other. What would you do with one other chit?
Well, you see, okay, so let's make sure. I'm hoping you're bringing up the orange belts.
Yes.
Okay, okay. If I had a second MU, I would either slap it on. No, I would put it on like the 7th or the what is it, the 24th, one of those 2 divisions.
But they kind of might as well catch still.
Well, I mean, they really can't kedge into the front lines in an organized way, but if there was some space ahead of me, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not planning on going anywhere with the 12.
I could kedge them. I could kedge them this direction.
No, because I've got the 26th division out here that is in reserve that can go on either side of Lowenstern's batteries. I think if you were to bring, you've got 2. What have you got? The 24th and the 7th. You could always kedge the 24th this way towards RC4, right? And the 7th
I was just
kind
over
of go
there.
this
So,
way.
this is like back and
okay.
forth.
Yeah. Well,
I'm happy to.
Yeah,
But
they don't
I
need
literally
to,
was.
Yeah.
If we're just moving them to March and
No. It's
Raidburg.
yeah. No, you can keep them where they're at, or you can push one of them forward. But if you don't have any right now, I don't see he doesn't have anything to follow up. Right? He's kind of shot his wad, for want of a better word, and there's nothing behind. The Ney's attack is spent. The Young Guard's attack is spent. And so therefore, there's I don't see that there's anything that they can do per se. I don't know. So I don't know that it does any good to bring stuff up there. Getting a battery in position over there, that's probably a better thing to do. So what would you do? Who do you have that can make a battery? I've got
Kapsevich here.
Right. Yeah, but I'm just looking at the guns that you've got. You've got those are your those are what's his names. So these heavy guns back here, they belong to your corps leader. They're
Mhm.
part of the corps.
Right, but I can give them to anybody, right?
No, you can't. You can only give corps. You can only give army reserve guns to somebody. I
Okay.
don't need them, but I'm just saying, where do we want? Where we want to try to get those guns somewhere
Yeah.
up here to form a
Somewhere
new
through
line.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Those guns, basically, the lighter guns.
Ideally, they take the full space of these guns.
That's right.
Yeah.
And your white cav is moving forward or to go handle the French exhausted cav.
Exactly.
So yeah. So
They'll be out of there.
they'll be out of there. They'll be opening up that zone.
Okay. Good. So you could probably get by with just the one.
I think so.
Sounds
I think
like,
one's
so
just-
Mitch, you're doing Lavrov, and Eric, you're getting Mitch's other chit, and I'm taking 2.
Yep.
sounds great.
Then I need to choose. I'm going to move Bagavut, who is the second corps, the red corps, and then I need to choose between artillery or cavalry for the second chit.
Well, you could roll for the cavalry, couldn't you?
No, it's the full corps. It's like Uvarov's cavalry or Euler's cannon.
I think we want the cavalry, don't we?
I think so, because they're going to try to be active this turn, and they also by getting our cavalry active, we're going to continue to shuttle it down into the Green Valley, which is a good thing.
Well, and the other thing is that this turn, whoever's deleted, or whoever's routed or whatever else, is going to go against their recovery rules, kind of stuff.
So we want to route a bunch more if we
We
can.
want to try to damage them as badly as we can, or get units in a position where they're not going to they can't recover where they're standing. They've got to keep running or something like that. So yeah, if you could get cavalry down, past him in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So
yeah.
I'm going to keep chit 4 for Bagavut and chit 6 for Uvarov.
All right, and then I'm taking chit 1 for the 8th Corps, chit 2 for Duka's cavalry, and then chit 5 for Stroganov's division. And then I'll roll for my Cossacks and for my light cavalry and see how they perform.
Both of my Cossack groups are active, so I got 13 and 15.
All right, so 12 is active. That is Vial and Karpov. Nope. Too bad. Oh, well. You win some, you lose some.
I mean, the battle is clearly turned. That was the last turn was basically the turning point, the full turning point. Now it's a question of us being thorough as we start to roll the avalanche
Yes.
down. All we need to do is not make any really super catastrophic mistakes, and the thing's in the bag for us. The game is in the bag.
Right. I am going to be more aggressive out here in the east. So he's kind of in a position where he's getting hit on 2 sides.
Are you sending in Stroganov's first Grenadiers?
Oh, yeah. It's just
That
too
rocks.
tempting a target.
They do really well in line assaults with the perfect morale.
Yeah.
They can make a line assault from any short range distance, and they get their firepower doubled to 32. It's just a killer.
Yeah. And his guys are in Well, it looks like he's giving them a,
Oh.
yeah. So it looks like he's probably giving them a command kind of a thing. So
So either attack or run. If they attack, they'll be coming closer to you. If they run, you'll be on their heels.
yep. So yeah, no, it should be entertaining.
Did you get your light cavalry brigade active?
Just the light, and so the lancers are tired from the charge last turn, so they can't do anything. And then all I have is the hussars available, and then Karpov failed, so I don't have my Cossacks available there. But they're well positioned for kind of being sticky, which is what they're good at. So.
And that Hussar regiment is an excellent add-on to your Duka cuirassiers.
Yep.
And Duka is active.
Yep. Yeah, he's chit number 2.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I thought this would be a nice time to turn the tables on the French.
So the general timing here is we definitely need to knock out over the next. We need to get ready to do counter battery against Napoleon's heavy guns. That's the last major obstacle. One thing we want to be aware of is let's not get too close to their horse artillery. They have a mass of it, and it still has teeth.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I've got some guys that are kind of out there, and they can't get away.
That's just infantry.
Yeah, that's just infantry, and they kind of, they came forward to do their little bit for king and country, and they held off the young guard that assaulted them, but now they're going to be getting caught by by those horse guns. So
that's Neverovsky's 27th Division.
Yes, yeah, those guys are part of it. So they're out of command right now, so they can't do anything about their situation.
They took 8,000 casualties in the historical battle.
Well, I think they dished out about 8,000 in this battle. I had that young guards that squared up next to them, and they just sat there. That and the horse guns. And I think I probably took out, something like 6 or 7 increments of stuff over the course of an hour and a half of shooting. So. And then his guys routed on top of everything else.
Yeah, they got a couple bad rolls. Like they could have been a threat for another turn or two, but they got bad rolls last turn, so that was the turning point.
Yeah.
Even the ones who succeeded are now in disorder in front of your lines, so they won't last and they won't recover. So that game over for the young guard.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the young guard, they just take another loss or something like that, and they'll be on a level, I think. Yeah, they've suffered 4 losses, so one more puts them on level 1 for whatever it's worth. So my goal is just to keep blasting. Those guys advanced into the hex. They took out the guns. Whoopee. Now there's another battery right behind them.
A bigger battery, fresher battery.
Exactly, a bigger battery.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yep. Send more. Send more of those.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was just kind of reading back through history, the way the French charged in the brush with those column assaults that Rick did against the Grenadier line. To some extent, that's the Scottish Battle of Culloden repeated, which was the attempt to assault by melee a steady infantry firing line.
Right.
Doesn't work. And what this shows is how authentic the game system is, because even though you had less numbers, you won the fight.
Yeah.
Wave after wave. Yep. And the Young Guard has done more or less the same thing. Another notable sort of just systematic error is the French have done a lot of maneuvering in squares.
Yes.
That's unnecessary. The French, when you're on the assault, you generally should stay in column. And when the cavalry threatens at a range of 4 or even 3, that's when you do the square. You just take your chances on it. But maneuvering in square, it actually reduces the impetus of your assault and your forward movement. So it slows you down by a couple hexes, and that's usually all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of a fan of fighting the cavalry in line.
With good infantry, yeah.
You know, let's just take them on head on, and we'll shoot you as hard as we can.
Ed Wimble likes to do that also, and also what you do then is, yeah, you may lose the infantry battalions, but you're forcing the cavalry to commit and exhaust itself.
Yeah.
And then when the cavalry is balanced between the two armies, which it is at Borodino or Eylau, then our cavalry gets them on the comeback when they're exhausted. So you accept the infantry losses in order to exhaust out their cav. Okay, well, I'm going to begin basically pushing Uvarov's cavalry down the Green Valley along with Platov's Cossacks. Like, we're going to start trying to get a pursuit going, breakthrough and pursuit down the Green Valley now.
Okay, and then you're giving your other one to your to the infantry, the red belted infantry of the Second Corps,
Yeah.
or your okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so that corps is going to be activated.
Yeah, and from now on, that's my drive. Like,
Okay.
the orange guys on the west, they're basically finished unless the situation changes. They did their bit, and they're going to just observe the French in front of them. And kind of, by being there, maybe they'll force the hedgehog to stay hedgehog mentally. Their best combat position, if anything happens, will be to go back to Borodino village, but they may not even have to.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to need to. I don't think he's going to be taking a stab at Borodino village. That would be an odd thing to do.
Well, that would be where they would go if the guard attacks against our flanking force.
Yeah.
Like, we have no need to hold the flank. The other thing we're going to do is push the artillery gradually up onto the Ognik plateau. It's going to take over where your Molov is finishing up his ammo.
Okay, and we don't have a chit number 7 on the map, do we?
No, I deleted it.
Okay, and who's got chit number 6?
I do. That's Uvarov cavalry.
Okay, all right. There's one that's over here behind the great redoubt. Did you roll for that? You've got a cavalry unit that's way up in the north in a marsh somewhere. Did you roll for them? They've been routed for a long time, Brennan.
He failed. He failed.
Okay. I'm like, he's just all right. And then do we have a chit number 13?
Yeah, that's the
Cossacks.
The other
Cossacks.
Okay. The free brigade. Mitch, when it comes time, you can take your guards infantry. You can go after Ney's cavalry, the exhausted squadrons with infantry, as well as white cuirassiers. You just need to stay out of the way of Napoleon's artillery. You can go or not go against the Westphalians. You basically want to start moving east-ish rather than south-ish, as long as you're covered by the French units blocking their own fire, because the whole Green Valley and the Westphalians and the woods, basically I can now take over with the Red Corps coming down.
So you're gonna come in through the Kolochka Valley there, and with your 2 divisions, and make you're really gonna make a big advance forward
and mop up. Yeah. No, that they're the breakthrough force now, because we basically created.
And you're within 7 hexes, so you should be able to start making almost you're going to be right up on them. What about a forced march? No, we don't want to do that. Never mind.
I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So so the Red Corps is now it's the attack force. So they're going to follow along closely behind the back right side of your guards. So you can either drive due south, but like the guns down in the ravine and their guards and stuff, like, you can fight them if you want to, but you don't even really need to.
So
you're suggesting that I kind of just roll off the side of the French and get in the trench there?
Yep.
Yeah, because the French cavalry, the exhausted cavalry squadrons, they're actually attackable by infantry assault. at this point. You can go up in lines, infantry lines, rush up and get excellent firepower, hit them in melee, as well as attacking them with the white cuirassiers with the charge from the rear.
Mm.
So you got all kinds of fun.
Does that combo work?
Yeah. Yeah, the cap
If
charge
I
will go
charge
in.
him and he gets like I get a result, then he ain't going to be around for no assault.
Yeah, so then you just take the hex.
Okay.
The main thing you're trying to do is find good, profitable targets and stay out of the way of Napoleon's artillery. That's all you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And because they've scattered their squadrons in that charge, they've blocked a lot of their own lines of fire.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I'll try to make my best shots.
Great. I think we're done.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
So the idea is that you're going to be kind of turning and coming sort of southeast, heading down into the trench, and basically mopping up whatever's left of Ney's infantry, and then obviously presenting.
And then we'll probably
threat
take
to
out the guns kind of on the
Napoleon's-
nose, and the
Yeah.
we'll take out the guns to the west of Napoleon first, and then we'll come
Yep.
up on Napoleon.
Yep. Okay. That sounds like a good plan.
And he's just almost open for hunting.
Well,
One more hour. One more hour.
I mean, he really has nothing to his northwest protecting him.
They're
We
going to
talked
get
about
guard
last turn.
cavalry back.
We can get up on him if we want to.
Yep.
It
They'll get
seems a
some
little early,
cavalry
but we could
back,
actually
but-
get swords on Napoleon.
yeah. Look at
Within
all
2 hours.
the
Yeah.
infantry that's back there. That's part of Ney. That's been coming back up. It's all shredded. I mean, some of these guys have only got. Most of them only have one increment left. Yeah, my gosh, yeah, they're completely toasted.
They're within 1 to 2 combats of completely running out of infantry across the center. And that's what always happens. Like after the erosion phase of the battle is finishing, the side that's losing, it's going to run out of infantry somewhere, which is
Right.
what's happening to them.
Yeah.
It's always the infantry that runs out first.
Yeah, he's got. Looks like he's giving something to the guard heavies, and let's see what happened over on the other side. He's giving some stuff to the Poles. It looks like.
I have been giving Michael absolute hell on the other games for putting the old guard as a wing anchor. so maybe they're going to get them into action. I said, at some point, just play with the toys you got. I mean, if the game's over, at least practice an old guard charge.
Doesn't look like it. No,
do
they're
something,
standing
It doesn't really
firm.
matter if you're going to win or lose at this point, right? It's just about do something.
They're waxing their mustaches. Michael is the only aggressive player on their team.
Oh, he's super competent overall kind of guy. I know he struggled over there with Eric, but he's a good gamer. I always feel very good if I can beat him.
Hey, I've got a question for their light cavalry that's attached to a corps. What's the range? Is it just a range of 3 from the overall leader to their subordinate brigades?
Corps leader to cavalry division leader or nano is 6.
Okay,
Division leader or nano to his brigades is 3.
Right. So from the corps leader to the division leader. So the leader of the cavalry division has to be within 3 of his subordinate brigade leaders.
Yes.
In order for them to be in command.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've generally done a pretty good job of keeping command in their light cap. It's not perfect, but they're generally going to get.
Yeah, no, I see that he's put one on, I presume, because they usually are using, maybe not. Maybe
They've given up on initiative. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. He's got most of his people are. He's only got, I think, 1 cavalry commander around. The other one ran away when the cavalry ran away. Yeah. All those leaders ran with the troops that they were with. So,
There's a Civil War song about that. It goes, "They took to their heels, boys. You ought to see them fly." Time for the lobby.
Yep. Okay. See you up there.
Works for me.
Boop, boop, boo. Hey, Matt. I see Matt is in the room and he's in the Discord with us, but must be.
But his microphone is off, and it takes some time to find it among all the windows.
That's okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I am just tooling around, enjoying the end of my Father's Day.
Well, good. Did you write up an email to Mark about our observations of stuff for the Katrabra?
More than that, I spent a lot of time on the phone with him, and he spent time with Uwe. So he's got a whole lot of new things that are happening, and a lot of the questions we had have been resolved, and most of them are in the way that we want, but not all.
Okay.
So one of the things that I have been worried about is the dispersion of forces on the second French or Dutch-Belgian division.
Right.
And what happens if something is in defense and it's out of command? And Uwe wouldn't budge on letting him get the DRMs, but he is considering changing it so that if you are out of control, no matter what the order, whether it's a hold or a retreat or whatever, you can move your full movement towards your commander.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have a way to rescue these guys and not just like leave them hanging.
Right. To be honest with you, I think they should provide a second commander for that Dutch-Belgian division.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think that they should have optionally corps commanders. So let me just get out of this. I'm going to quit.
To be honest with you, yeah, we've got some feedback. The delay from the stream, I think. So you can just kind of mute that, maybe.
I just quit out of it.
Oh, okay.
That's even simpler.
There you go.
Because I can see it in the module.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's there's some other good things too. The discussion about the sunken road has gone back and forth, and I think the solutions are good there. He provided a separate unit counter with a green stripe on it for the 95th Rifles.
Right.
So
oh, nice.
Didn't want to go all green, but it's very obvious that it's unique and green.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff there. There's a lot of corrections and a lot of. They changed out the cavalry division because it's not supposed to be the 12th; it's supposed to be the 11th, and things like that. So there's new counters coming, and a bunch of new things to write up. Highlanders have special die roll modifiers now. There's good stuff coming. Very good stuff coming.
Cool. Yeah, I've got summer camps I'm doing for the next 3 weeks, so I've got to be up at the 6 o'clock in the morning to hit the road for beautiful Pasadena by about 6:30, 6:45. So I'm not going to be able to make it to any of our usual game times. But that's why I was curious, how things are going. We had, what did we do? Did we do 3 play tests? I think we did 2. I think we were on our 3rd.
Plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that we found a lot, and I think that it was really good to get it off to them. They were happy to receive those, and I think they're very happy. They're running late because they're running late. So not because of any of our actions. We've given them plenty of things to do.
Right.
But the art is all back at the artists, and that should be final. Oh, and they replaced the Prince of Orange. Now is not a -2; he's an asterisk. So
you get to roll to see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That was kind of cute.
Really good or really bad.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. So there's like I say, I'm pretty happy with it. Then I was counseled that there's a couple of things you're not going to like, and I'm like, no, they're decisions, and they made the decisions with their eyes open. So I'm happy with that.
Okay.
And then the next one is
Wartensburg or Vartensburg?
Vartenberg. The art for that's probably going to be a few weeks out, 3 weeks out. So he's running behind schedule, but he's got another like 14 games coming. So it's overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting on that one that Carl put out. I had thought that it was going to be showing up sometime this summer or fall. That was that one where it's kind of Napoleon's Italian stuff early on in his career, I think.
With blocks.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that one. Should look.
I'm not part of them. I think you're going to see it. I know that it's highly anticipated.
Yeah. Now that one looks like a good one. And then they've got the
Aspirin Essling?
Aspirin Essling. Well, I mean, they've got to get this other one, the Kochebra Wartenberg, done.
Yeah.
Have you done any play testing for Wartenberg yet, or we are waiting for
No,
that to show?
there's no unit counters yet. There's
okay.
nothing to test. There's nothing to test. But who the heck did they get? They got somebody. I think it's the guy that wrote Storm on the Danube.
Okay.
The 3-volume set for the 1809 campaign. He's going to be doing the maps and things, not the art, but the maps for Aspirin and Essling.
Right.
And he's considered an expert. So he's working with Uwe on that, and he's writing a book that will accompany it.
Nice.
So Uwe's doing this the Rolls-Royce way, and he's got an absolute expert working with him on it. So we'll see what happens. And they're discussing really cool things about how the game system works. Are we on private?
No. This is going out on
the lobby,
part of the live stream.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
don't say anything that.
Yeah.
Don't say
anything. That's why I stopped myself.
Secret. Yeah.
It's all very good, and they're working on Aspirin Essling, and it's going to be after Wartenberg, and Wartenberg is a little bit delayed, and Quatre Bras is finishing up, and a lot of changes based on the play test. So it's all very optimistic, because you play some people, you give some play test information, often it just goes off into a bottomless pit, and that's not the case here.
Right.
So that's pretty much all I can say.
Cool.
But you should be getting a new playtest pack. And you can playtest it on your own and try out some of these new rules.
Oh, okay. So they've got then some updates for it. Okay, that'll
tremendous. And then they're scenario based. How do you handle the sunken road? How do you handle the victory points for the sunken road?
Right.
It's all sorts of things. How do tracks compare to roads when you go through the forest? There's a lot of stuff that they're fixing or addressing specifically, not fixing, because it's not released, it's not broken. It just has to be addressed before it ships. All very good. Well, everybody else is so quiet. How was your Father's Day?
It was very pleasant. I wasn't able to get together with both of my sons. One was working, and then he had an improv show this evening, so he had practice. He had to get ready for that after work.
Isn't that an oxymoron for improv?
Potentially.
I think getting warmed up is that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
I know, I'm joking.
And then the other one came up, and we had lunch. So it was good. It was 50-50 there. So
one of mine is going to be baking cookies with me, and he's the one that doesn't spend a lot of time talking with me, and he's been very nice today. So I think that we're going to enjoy some cookies. And I think we're going to try also to make a panna cotta, because his mom can eat panna cotta.
Aha. Well, good. Well, I think the French must be done. They rolled for their last light cavalry, so.
Yep, we are back.
Cool. All right. Well, shall we do our usual from west to east, identifying commands and command points and all that good stuff? So starting out over on the far end of the universe, what have we got cooking?
We got Hussein and Chastel.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
units do each of them command, just quickly?
So
Ornano is the 4th corps, and Chastel's the 3rd corps.
And your X, V, and IV, those were mainline.
The V,
and
yeah, 5 and 4 were assigned. Ornano was rolled.
was initiative. Okay, and so Ornano commands brigades like Sadowitz.
Ornano commands
Sadowitz,
Guyon, Sadowitz, Pressing, and Velata.
Pressing.
Okay, and who does Chastel command?
Chastel commands
Gerard, Gothrin,
and Domaget.
Okay, so of the groups of the cavalry units to the north, there's Bubenstein and Prince Albrecht. Are they both in command or mix of command and out of command?
Let's see. Sadowitz.
Those
One, two,
guys,
three.
Domaget's, yeah, they're these guys up here. So
Domaget is not in command.
Sadowitz would be in command, but Domaget.
Okay, so that one's probably out of command.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How about to the west?
This one here?
He's in command. He's got ADC.
Yes.
He's whose ADC is commanding him? Chastel, right?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Gerard's there too.
His commander is this one right here, and he's in command based on Chastel, I believe. So.
Okay, here's a question for you. Does so his command goes to Gerard, and then it goes out via 6 hussars, but 6 hussars here are a different brigade than this one. This guy here might be out of command.
Why is that the case?
No, even by virtue of even the ADC, he would be in command because.
Okay, which senior commander is reaching the ADC to give that guy command?
It would be with him, right?
1, 2.
Why would he?
Okay, good. That's good. So that's okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Here's why that may or may not work. Gerard is a brigade commander. His line of command gets blocked by non-10th Brigade units. I think that the left flank here, this hex, is a non-10th Brigade unit. And so I think Gerard's command may not travel through this hex.
Yeah, I guess he's with a different guy.
Okay, so that's cool. So that's just so like most of them are, but that flank guy is probably not, and Prince Albrecht up here probably not, right?
Yeah.
No, Prince he is not.
Okay. Do you want to mark that? Okay. Now tell me about Hussein. Which units does he command?
He commands this artillery down here.
Okay, so he's reaching the artillery, and
he's reaching the artillery, and he is probably this is another of his, but that is probably blocked.
I think the dragoon stack is blocked by second grenadiers.
Yep.
First. Okay.
And
how about the artillery group? How about the artillery groups on the back of the brush there? Are they in command or out of command?
Who says artillery? This?
Yeah.
They're in command.
Okay. Which hexes does the command travel through?
1, 2, 3.
Great. Okay. And what units occupy that?
There's no unit there. Oh, I guess you're
Oh, no,
saying
there
the
is a unit
skirmisher.
there. Yeah, the skirmishers. Yeah.
I don't think Hussein can command those guys. Do you want to put the chit on somebody else?
Yeah, because definitely that is unassignable.
They're
But
just like all heavily. It's because they're packed in so tight with the different units that it becomes difficult to get the.
Yeah, I
Command.
totally forgot about that whole rule about you can't chase command through other units.
all right. For
Otherwise, I would have moved the units so they were in command.
Another thing you could do would be to rearrange the units to give yourself quick command. Like either pick a put the chit on somebody else, or just open some channels or something in the units to get it squared away.
right. Well, Robert, put it on this one here, and then he'll be in command.
Put what on there?
Put the 4th.
So this chit here goes over there. So now that unit is in command because you're giving it to this ADC, Chapelle. So that unit is going to be activated when chit number 4 comes up.
And that's a pretty classic use of ADCs, is to give Tail End Charlie, an independent small MU just to get them reorganized. That's pretty typical.
Yeah, because those were skirmishers, I forgot that they would still block.
It's so hard to see everything when they get dense like that.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that rule, so I would have done everything differently.
It ends up, like you just end up checkerboarding everything with channels every which way to enable movement and command.
Yeah. So in the coming turn, you can then move Hussein somewhere or get other units wherever they need to be to catch towards the leader, kind of a thing. All right. Over on our side of the field, what have you got going on, Brennan?
The loose Cossack brigade under Ilovaisky is moving under initiative chit 13. Platov is active. Tolstoy with the 4th Corps is not active. Chit 6 is on Uvarov's cavalry corps, and chit 4 is on Bagavut's 2nd Corps.
Okay. And then it looks like there's a chit here, chit number 9.
Yep. That's on Saint Alphonse.
So that's on the heavy cavalry that's there.
Heavy, and they got a light unit there too. So.
And the 2 guns that are on the right side.
All right. So basically this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And it doesn't look like there's any command issues there per se. So, all right. Moving a little further over to the east. Looks like what you've got. Junot has got a command, and opposite him, Lavrov's corps has a command. Then with the French, looks like Ney has a command. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and then Guillaume got a cavalry initiative. Okay.
Pajol, and
someone down
Sulpice.
here. Saint-Sulpice. Okay, the heavies.
And this is the cavalry from the Ney's Corps. They rolled and passed theirs, and so they're
all right. So as far as assigned commands, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Ney, 6 for the heavies. Then we go over here, 8 for the 1st Corps.
That's 7, but yeah.
Oh, that's 7. Oh, sorry. Did I miss one, or did I overcount?
Yeah. Michael, I think this Westphalian battalion is back in command. He's got Ox.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, and then we've got 2 more out here for the Poles. And so this is for the Poles, who is what? Who's the 3rd and who's the 8th? You've got 2 moves out here.
3 is the
Yeah.
18th division, and 8 is the 16th division.
Okay, so the 18th is the
Niskawi, whatever,
right,
and then
and
Krasinski is 16.
16th. Okay, I'm just putting a little label on these counters, so that way we know. Okay, cool. And then you don't. It looks like Pier got light cavalry initiative. Okay, over on the Russian side, the 8th Corps is active. Duka's heavy cavalry is active. Stroganov's division is active. And then I made a check for Vial. And so his light cavalry is active. So that takes care of everything on our side of the universe.
Kadoke.
And I don't know, did you get all your stuff? It looks like everything's in the cup. So we
Yep.
can get the show on the road. David, you want to go ahead and draw a couple of chits?
All right. Let's see here. Okay.
So French number 12.
12.
That is Colbert. Let's grab another one. French number 8. I'm not sure where that's at. And then leaders. So let's go ahead and do French 12, French 8, and the leaders. So, yep.
All right. 8 is Krasinski.
Where do I want French 12 at? Yeah.
Disordered is able to move.
Yes. So when they're
Okay.
So if they're within range, but the 16th division is these guys here, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The disordered guys are with the 18th division from the looks of it.
Who's left?
So flipping these two, would he have to take a morale check in order to
So
enter
this
into a
guy,
hex
yeah.
with a
So this
disordered
guy would
unit?
have to make a morale check to leave the hex.
Okay.
And so if you want to pull him out, that's what you would do.
Yeah. All right.
So go ahead and roll for him. He's going to have a -3 on the roll. So that should be good enough.
I think he's at 24.
Yeah, but I mean, with a -3, you're at 31, so he's fine.
Yeah. All right. So you get to shoot at him.
Yep. So I'm going to have 12 to 8, so 1.5 to 1. And a 43 at 1.5 to 1. That may be a hit. Yep, it just barely dinged him. So that's one hit, and then he's going to have to make a morale check.
Yeah.
He's happy.
Yeah, he passed.
So he's got half his movement, so he can move into the swamp.
Hey, sir, you ready?
And that would be it.
Oops.
Hey, Matt, do you want to mute yourself?
Bye, guys. Gotta leave.
All right. Be well.
All right, so they're going to enter. I'm going to go into line for 1, then they're going to enter the hex.
Well, they go into line when they come out of general order. So
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Then he is going to get a shot with your skirmishers. He is going to move to right there.
Okay. So you need to roll again for him to see if he
Yeah,
passes.
that's right.
So he's going to
No.
disorder,
No.
and I don't think he can move.
All right, my teens rolls have continued. So all right, they're going to stay there. Kaczynski is going to
When I'm disordered, when can I change my stacking?
You can change your stacking when you're during, I guess, the regroup, or if your moo comes up, right?
Regroup. Okay.
Yes.
But you got to be in command, I think.
And not in a zone of control.
Right. Obviously, if you are adjacent to an enemy, right, you can't change formation or stacking or whatnot unless you have a moo, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and Tim. So, real quick, if in line, if he's facing this way, if he's facing on this vertice, is this a refused flank with him right there?
No, because this guy's not in line.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way he is right now, he has a front facing towards both of these units, so he's not getting shot in the flank, if you want to think of it that way.
All right.
If he were to turn and face towards this vertice, then he's got his flank to that unit there.
Yeah. All right. I'm calling 8 done.
Are doing leaders now, or?
Yeah.
I did my leaders.
Okay.
All right. Are you done with the 16th Division?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Time to shuffle leaders around, I guess. Oh, okay, they're both there. I'm like, where did that guy go? Like trying to find your leaders in a haystack here. All right.
I think I'm pretty much on the leader.
I think I have as well.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm
Okay.
still checking here. Let's
By the way, where did Colbert move his cavalry?
just moved it right there.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay, if we've got all of our leader stuff done, then we can proceed to our next couple of chits. Let me go ahead and grab a few. So Russian 5, Russian 1, French 7, and French 3. All right, so Russian 5 and 1 are both mine. And 5 is Stroganov's division, which are these happy people over here. Let's see. Now, correct me, if I move into a space that's occupied by skirmishers, they displace back behind. Is that correct?
If you charge a enemy, which has a skirmisher directly in front of it, then because you're taking the hex next to the enemy to launch the attack, the skirmisher who was next to the enemy pulls back in disorder.
Okay.
But if you're just moving through them in the middle of an open field, nobody's affected by that.
No problem. Yeah.
Right, but
It's
what if
only
I
an
want to
assault or
occupy
charge.
the hex they're in? I can only do that if I do an assault. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I guess I'm going to have to do an assault to get this guy out of the way. It's kind of as simple as that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll send this guy. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So when he comes here, he's going to be in. This guy then would disorder. And he would then be in that hex. Is there opportunity fire as that happens, or?
That's a good
I
question.
don't know. Look up the rule for pas de charge. That will tell you.
Okay. Let's see here. Skirmish order 23. Potted charge, okay. Infantry, cavalry, skirmishers adjacent to enemy. The skirmishers become disordered, displaces one to the last hex of the assaulting or charging unit occupied immediately prior to occupying that. This displacement is considered involuntary movement, does not trigger opportunity reactions. Target unit of the assaults that were masked by skirmishers who were displaced have the option to either execute a fire attack on the displacing skirmishers or conduct defensive fire during the assault or charge segment of the unit which displaced it. If the masked unit wishes to fire on the assaulting or charging, it must successfully hold fire by passing a morale check. If the masked unit fails its morale check, it will forgo its defensive fire in the assault or charge sequence and conduct a fire attack on the displacing skirmishers, but it does not disorder. If the masked unit passes the morale check, it conducts its defensive fire as usual during the assault segment and gains a +3 on its roll to stand. Okay, so you would want to then, so I'm assaulting this, these guys over here, right? Let's get a little assault thing.
Harry Doherty spent a lot of mental space figuring out exactly that rule.
Yes. So those guys would, I guess, need to make a morale check. If so, then they can hold their fire unless you want to fire at the skirmishers as they depart, Michael.
No, go ahead, no fire.
Okay.
No, you should hold.
I made the roll.
Okay. So that's going to be a hit on those guys.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and increase. And
So what's the
we'll
logic
make a morale
in
check for
holding
them.
fire?
51.
David, kind of talk me through
So
that.
they're okay.
Well, because you're now going to be assaulted, you have no chance now of any defensive fire on the assault. But if you had
And therefore no
ran
shifts.
right,
Yeah.
no shift,
Odd.
no chance of incurring a.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
I think you do get a chance at a column shift. If you pass the roll to stand, you still get the column shift, just no fire.
Right. Okay.
Just no
Yeah,
fire.
that would make sense.
It's bayonets only. They've used their cartridges.
All right, so I'm going to put this little padded charge marker on it, indicating that they have already done their thing. So
Where did you find that marker, Aaron?
It's under unit markers. So they have, on the front side of it, it has steady lads +3. And on the back of it, it just says pot of charge, right?
Wow.
So I figure we had to put something on there. And by the time we get around to the assault, who knows what we'll remember.
And they had a marker for it in the game.
They had
Good
a marker
job.
for it. So
Talk
good
about
job
being
for,
thorough.
for whoever came up with that one. Cool. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move some other people up. And we will go ahead and get these guys.
Did you roll a morale check for the skirmishers?
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 51.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. All right. And let's go ahead. We'll have these guys come here. And these guys will hang out there. And let's see what else we've got. Kind of push these guys forward a bit. So we've got everybody's happy. Move those guys there. And then these guys are going to come up. 1, so 2, 4, and 6 puts them there. All right. All right, and then these guys will come up here, and I got to move Stroganov. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2. Well, those guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right, that should work. During the regroup phase, we'll get those guys to bug out. Okay, cool. That's my excitement. So that is the 5th moo done. And now we go over to, what's the next one on the list? Well, there's French 7. I don't know where French 7 is. Is that
That's an A.
Oh, that's an A. Okay. So you can probably do something with him because I'm doing stuff on the other side of Semeniovsky Village with Corps number 1, unless you're attacking my guys. But Mitch and Brennan can keep an eye on it. Actually, no, because I'm going to be attacking your stuff too. So might as well keep an eye on things here. All right. Let's start off first with the... we'll go ahead and activate this division here. And we're going to, so it's the guy with the tan pants we're going to activate. So we're going to pull this guy out of the line, or attempt to. So let's see if we can make a morale check and do it. 26. So he's got a +3, -3. And let's see what the top unit is worth. A 16. Okay, so they're going to pull back. So you'll get a shot at them. You'll have 12 to 8. So go ahead and take a shot, Rick. Okay, that's not anything exciting. All right, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we will put him over here, out of harm's way, potentially for a while. All right, and then we can get some other people in harm's way. So let's push these guys forward. Yeah, that's nice. And then this guy I'm going to break down. That is the Kiev battalion. All right, and that is find a leader, find... there we go. The Kiev guys. Nice. Okay, and we will take that unit off the map and put that guy up there. All right. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Put those guys into line and stick them in. There we go. Bingo. Other guys are going to kind of hang out where they're at. Yep, no other holes to plug at the moment. Okay. I think we'll push these guys forward so that way we've got a smaller stack there. Cool, cool, cool. All right, and Bagration is going to move the guns there. Okay. Now, moving on to the 27th Division. Okay, we're going to put those guys there. And what else do we want to do? Well, we're going to have a little fun here. So that's 1. And this is going to be 2. And 3, 4. Do you want to opportunity charge me?
All right. Who are you talking to?
You.
Me?
Yep.
Where were you?
I've got a guy that just moved within 2 of you. So you can opportunity charge or you can reaction move.
Reaction move happens when you come to a range of 1, when you're about to move adjacent.
Oh, okay. I thought when I was within his opportunity charge zone. Is his opportunity charge zone
Specifically, it's
smaller
when
because he's tired?
When you spend movement points within the opportunity zone. And the going into that hex, the movement point is spent in the hex prior to.
Oh, okay.
It's minor details, but basically the reaction move is when they come adjacent, when they're about to
Okay.
come adjacent.
So there I've gone. I've moved adjacent.
So, and so. What do I want to do there? So, what do I got here? Do I got some? Yeah, let's go ahead. I will opportunity charge him.
Okay, cool. Do you need to make a morale check, or is he some sort of godly person there?
He's kind of a godly person, but he's a 12. So,
well, you could still fail.
I could.
Okay.
But I didn't.
All right. And I'll go ahead and roll. And I pass. So now what do? We do our shooting and all that jazz. So I guess I will roll to see if there's a column shift. And there is not. So I'm going to have 12 double 24. 24 to 6. That's going to be 4 to 1 odds. And you've got 13 increments there. So there'll be a +6 on the roll. Oh, that's going to be one hit probably. Yeah, at 4 to 1, a single hit.
And all right, so this is.
So at this point, you've lost a quarter of your value.
And just curious, where did that guy start?
He started here. So he went there for 1, went into line for 2, and then that's 4, and then that's 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I take one hit. You say?
Yep. So you're up to 4 hits.
Increase. All right. All right. So 3/4. All right. So I'm at.
So basically, 72.
Yep.
And then you're going to be halved for being tired, and then halved again for being short charge. So you're at 13 and a half.
13.5. Yep.
And I'm 13, so it is a
It's a
1-to-1 with a -6.
All right. Boom.
61 becomes a 51. That is a empty blank. So
Okay,
that's
so
going
what
to be.
happens on a blank when it's cavalry and infantry?
You bounce. So you've got to. I don't know what happens on a cavalry bounce, right?
The infantry doesn't bounce, but the cavalry does.
Right. So you're going to lose probably another increment, and then you'll be exhausted, and well, you'll be exhausted at the end of it, I guess, right? And then you've got to go back a third of your movement and make a morale check. Cavalry bounce. A blank result will attain a bounce. They retreat 1/3 of their printed movement potential. Okay, so not them being tired, but their printed movement potential. If both the attacker and defender are cavalry, then they both bounce. In the case of a bounce, moves are considered simultaneous, right? This retreat is considered involuntary movement, does not trigger opportunity reactions. Each bouncing cavalry stack will lose 1 increment for each hex in enemy zones of influence retreated from or through during this retreat. Path of retreat for bouncing cavalry is the same as the other retreat priorities. So you'll move back a third of your printed movement value, and then make a morale check and update your tired, exhausted status.
All right. So, and they're 12s. So they go back 4. All right. So well, let's go back. We go through the skirmishers. We go through here.
So, yep, he'd have to stop.
All right. Yeah.
Well, he can't go there. That's cavalry, right? So it's
cavalry. I can call that. No.
Cavalry can't go with unlimbered artillery.
Right. That's why you are correct.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
So that's it's 3 movement points to go down the slope. So you've got 1 movement point left.
All right. Well, I'd have to go there basically, and then I displace here. I think this guy doesn't have any. Yeah, he has no morale.
Right.
And I'll roll for the other one. Just to see here, and yeah. Okay, and now he is exhausted.
Right. And then put a charge bubble on top of him.
And charged. There we go. Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go into line for 5. And he's going to face this way. And then 6, 7 puts him there. All right. And let's see, these guys are going to just move up. Just keep that guy back there. Okay. Cool. That is my exciting move for number 1.
All right, over here. Okay, we'll start with the 25th Division here. This guy here. He's going to try and I think he can go up. I think he can go up that hill, can't he?
Where are you at? So this is Nay's Corps?
Yep, this is Nacor. I'm on the left side of Nay's Corps right at the moment. Okay, movement chart, infantry. And that's up severe +4 into brushes. That's it. All right. Okay, so let's see if he can pull out from there. Yeah, he's gone. You get a shot as I go up the hill.
So Mitch, go ahead, roll high. You'll have probably 4 to
Probably-
9. Of
Probably not quite
54
enough.
at 4 to 9. You might have, you're close, but I don't think it's, because that's 1.5 to, no, it's 1 to 2. No, that's a miss.
Okay, now continue on. Let's see. All right, so that's the 25th Division. Don't think he's a command. Let me mark him out of command. Part of the 14th, which is this guy. No, that's 9th. Where is 14th?
You're looking for an infantry division?
No, I just I was trying to figure out where his commander was. His commander is the one that's got the moo down there below. So, all right. I hate those things. Delete. Why do I got an extra 3 on there? Delete because I probably hit.
Probably hit clone.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Do I want to do anything here? I can't. He's disordered. He's whatever. Let's see what he does. He'll probably route anyways. I'll keep him there. 10th. Where's his commander? Anyways, he can't move.
Which hex is Razu 11th Division Commander in?
I don't think it really matters, so we'll put him there. So, and all right, 10th.
10th is
That
over
looks
here.
good.
Right?
Yep. Right. Yep. So they're just gonna stay where they are. Let's see here. And let's go move him up to there. Let's come out of there. And we'll come to there. Commander. We'll stick the commander right there. So that's the 9th Cav. Let's see. One of these guns, the bottom gun here comes up. Oops. And they're going to go here and unlimber. Let's see here. And this commander here will go with them. All right, so this gun just still needs to. What's artillery up? +2. Six. No.
So, question while Dave is doing that. Isn't that cavalry skirmish zone? Is it the additional movement points that the skirmish zone forces? Isn't that on all units passing through it?
It's on
Infantry and artillery
infantry and
doesn't affect-
artillery. It doesn't affect cavalry.
Let me ask again. So that skirmish zone, the whatever you want to call that, the zone, and
Right.
the +2 or the +3, right? That impacts infantry and artillery passing through the zone, right?
Yes, enemy infantry and enemy cavalry passing through, correct. No, not cavalry, artillery and infantry.
But if it's enemy only, why doesn't it say enemy?
Is the rule silent on which side is affected?
It says infantry and artillery units that move through. There's no reference to friendly or enemy. So it is
It's
neutral.
almost certainly an oversight. That would be worth comparing to other editions of the rules to see if they meant to say, obviously it's the opponent. Obviously, you don't hinder your own. The skirmish unit doesn't hinder your movement. Why would the skirmish zone hinder your movement? Maybe it's too obvious to even say.
Right.
Well, it wouldn't. Well, I mean, anytime you put a formation in whatever whatever function in the field, and another formation is marching through it. I mean, you have certain things going on with it. But I mean, I see what you're saying.
I mean, the cavalry skirmishers are a very loose cloud of pickets and like 2- and 3-man patrols using carbines and stuff to snipe, by and large.
Yeah.
Hard to imagine that would have any.
I'm aware.
Yeah, no, and it's talking here about how, if you've got, it's even with
No, because
stuff-
in the rules they make a lot of references to the enemy units, right? So that's the whole reason why I asked the question.
All right. So let's see now. Yeah, okay. Those are all on command. So let me see. Exhaust. those are 4, 1, 2. All right, 1, 2, 3.
That sounds like a author's oversight, if anything.
I wouldn't think the same effect would
2,
apply.
3, 4.
And it's more than just cluttering.
I think actually, let's see. I can go back to and that's mhm. Let's make sure that guy's turned that way. And all right.
All right. Is that it for number 7?
Actually, we'll go to that hex instead.
Okay.
And
Right. Michael, do you want to do the polls out
yeah,
on the
that
other
should
side?
that should be number 7.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else wants to draw some stuff and see what else happens. But let's grab a few here while we're at it. French number 2. French number 15.
Boy, we're getting a lot of Frenchy here.
Well, you got a lot in the bucket, so it's bound to happen. And then French number 10. So just a lot of French in a row. So number 3, I don't know where number 2 is.
2.
15, I don't know where number 10 is. So 15 is
10
is
far
Pierre.
2
west,
is
15 is far
2
east.
is you know.
Okay. So,
10 is
Michael, why
mine.
don't you and I go down into game room 1 and we can do the 18th division.
And Robert, shall we drop down to game room?
All right. So you've got the exciting people here with the 18th division. What did you want to do, Michael?
Through.
Oh, and Rick's here too. Hey, Rick.
Hello.
Michael, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know if you turned off your mic there. I didn't hear you for a second. All right. What excitement do we have here?
Shoot. Uh, um, hmm. Yeah, they can't do that. Let's see. So 2, 3. In line to move, it's the extra point every other.
No, every hex costs an extra
It
one.
is every hex.
Yeah.
Six increments. Really does no good. Putting him there is not going to do any good. And I'm blocked there. It's going to 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3,
So he's in
4.
column, right? Okay.
Yeah. He's going to change formation for 5.
Okay.
And actually, let's retrace that.
Yeah.
So here's, he wasn't. Oh, he started in line.
No,
Yes,
he's
apparently he
yeah.
started in line.
So it
Okay,
cost him
so,
one to change out. Yeah.
I need to change him to line.
Yep.
So,
So you spend one movement point to do that, and I get a shot
and
at
then
you.
you get to shoot at me.
Yep. So it's 12, but it's halved for the opportunity fire. So it's going to be a 6 to 6. It's a 1-to-1 shot, and that's a miss.
Okay. All right. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Then he has to change. He has to change right there. All right. So he goes to column.
Right. So that's 1, 2,
2,
3.
3, 4, 5, 6, and he's on the line.
Right. Okay. So he's going in a column. So I'll get a shot,
ahead,
and then
shoot.
we've got 12 plus probably 6 here, I would imagine. Yeah, so I'm going to have 18 halves. So it's going to be 9 to 6. So 1.5 to 1. And that's a miss.
And these guys, for some stupid reason, I've been keeping these guys in column. That's cool. Let's see. So
I mean, if you change them out, the opportunity fire is only going to be like a 1-to-1 shot.
problem is, my mute came up for these guys.
Oh, yeah,
So
they're part of the 16th. Yeah, okay.
2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4, 5, and he. No. Oh, sorry. I forgot he was in line. Column.
So there's 1,
1, 3,
2, 3. Yep.
4, 5, 6, and that was the line for 7. So disorder can move up to half. Yes.
Yes.
There. Oh, we're gonna move the whole enchilada right there. So it's rounded down. Yes, movement.
I think it's
Disorder?
rounded up. So he could go there,
Oh.
and it cost them 2 movement points to go there.
They'll
So,
go there if it's
yep.
half rounded up.
Yeah.
We'll need to stack them together. And okay, that is Sinski. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Call 3 done.
Okay.
Does these guys have to catch? 1, 2,
Ooh.
3. These guys. These guys down here.
So they're out of command. So they would move during the regroup phase.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can go down a slope when you're kedging. I mean, when you're. Maybe you can go down a slope when you are prolonging. I can't remember.
Oh no, it's got to be.
Oh, it's only clear terrain.
Slopes are out of play. And actually, you know what? Before I declare myself done, he is. I'm gonna bring him up. So I'm gonna roll to limber him. The limbers.
Who are you rolling for?
Right here. So
Is
he's
he
in command
part?
of Nazgowitz.
But is he part of that group?
Yeah, he's part of the Mew.
Oh, okay.
He's part of
That's
this division.
The 5th polls. Okay.
Yeah. So, whoops, wrong guy. He limbers. What, 2 to limber?
Yeah, 2 points to limber.
3, 4. And it's 2 to unlimber, yes?
Correct.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. And we'll go ahead and unlimber him. Update him accordingly. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Now I'm done.
That is a lot of
So what
excitement.
happens to that guy that's hugging the middle of the hex? The artillery. Is he still?
So he'd have
middle
one
of the hex?
increment here and one increment there, right? So
Yeah.
that way you've got 3 increments there and 1 increment there.
Okay, so he just doesn't consolidate into the one hex. Okay,
No, we've been playing
cool.
playing with the other way there. Okay, cool, excitement, all that good stuff. All right, let's go back and see what's going on with the cup. Looks like the regroup chit got pulled. Looks like number 13 got pulled. That's somebody out on the west side of the map. Okay, we can go back up to the
Ready.
lobby, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. What's going on where?
I don't know.
We're just waiting.
So number
We're
3 is done. What's
All
number
right.
2? Who's number 2?
Number 2 was, I believe, no,
Is that
that's
Juno?
Michael. Yep.
Oh, okay. So
Oh yeah, that is, you know.
Yep. And then number 15 is Pier. Rick, were doing anything with Pier? That's not going to have any effect on what's going on with Juno.
Yeah.
David,
No.
what did we ever figure out about Wolf? Is he out of command or is he?
He's out of command, yeah, when we forgot to try and roll for him. So,
Alright.
but that's good for him to. He's probably better for him to just sit there anyway. So,
Which means that we sure.
Well, why
It's
wouldn't
not
he be in command? He's within range of Juno, isn't he? He's within 6
Well,
of Juno.
the brigade leader is actually, I think, I mean, I was hard to tell from the start. The 9th. Let's see what's okay. So he's it's the 8th Corps.
So Hammerstein is technically the Cav commander.
He's the 24th Brigade commander. And my interpretation is that, well, is he maybe he is a separate brigade and he'd be in command because he's
Yeah,
in
it
range
looks
of
like
Juno.
Wolf is a separate. He's a brigade commander. He's with the G. So whoever is G, the West Guard Brigade, it's that 814 unit. I don't know if that's the one he's stacked with. That's got the G on it. No, he's stacked with a different one. He's stacked with the other brigade, the 24th. So no, he couldn't do anything anyway because the only unit he commands is not currently the one he's stacked with.
So you could actually move him as a leader if you wanted to get him back to where he goes or whatever. But
yeah, you could move Wolf, but the unit that he's with can't move. Now during the regroup, it could move towards its. So we can put an out of command label on it. It's got an out of command label on it. Okay. So, all right. And I don't know, is Mitch here with us?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. We got everybody who it's important.
Are we maybe about close to wrapping up for tonight?
Yeah, I think as soon as we'll see, we've got, I think we've got, whatever Rick is doing with Pier, if anything, and then we've got.
Oh, I'm done.
You're done. Okay. So then we've got Juno, and then we can save the regroup chit for next week. Depending on the circumstances. But yeah, let's
that'd be
go
great.
ahead and
Let's
get.
let's say regroup for next week because I've
Yeah.
got a bunch to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get Juno done then, shall we?
So does the movement to this guy here immediately cut off command to these two?
So who's his commander? The 24th?
Von Oaks.
No.
Right.
So
Because
it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh, so zone of influence doesn't.
No, no. It's
Enemy zone
only
of influence.
it's
Okay.
only enemy units or units from a different command that block the command range.
So 3, 5, 7, and
There's only one increment left of that poor guy.
yeah. 1, 3, 5, 7. Then to leave the ZOI, you need a morale check, yes?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So 16.
23.
Passes.
Yep.
So Mitch, you get to take a shot at him.
That's
Miss?
going to be a miss. Yep.
Oops. So these guys are going to attempt a morale check so they can leave.
So he
They
could
failed
go
a
here.
PGD.
So this guy can go here, but he'd be facing the other way because it costs him. He was in line, right? So
So you can do it about face for free.
right, but then going up the severe slope costs +4, and then going into the hex there cost another 2. So it's going to cost him 6 to go in there, and he's in line, so it costs an extra 1. So he could be in that hex, but he would then be facing away. He'd be facing like this vertex or this vertex. Because if he doesn't have enough movement to turn around when he gets into that hex, because he spent all of his movement getting into that hex.
Hmm.
Sounds like France 1944 to me.
Well, hey, they're just facing the right way to run away, so no big deal, Michael. Yeah, because that severe slope hexide is
And he's going to stay there.
Super tough, yeah.
And he's going to stay here, and then he is going to go here then. 3, 5, 7, and then he will. Let's see. So he's got 1 increment left, anyways. So if you're leaving the ZOI of a disordered stack, you still have to make the morale check, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys here are out of command, right? Because their leader is here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so these guys are kind of stuck. They're out of command. These guys could do something though. They can move back potentially. Oh, actually, I don't know that they can, right? Because their movement is halved, so they'd have 4 movement points.
Yeah.
They can't go up this way. They could
Alright, so
go
he's gonna make a morale
here
check.
and here, I guess.
Makes it so. Mitch, you get to fire at disordered on these guys.
Maybe.
Let's see. So you're going to probably be halved is 4. 4 to.
I got two units in there.
No. But you only you just.
Oh, okay.
You,
All right,
it's
so
the
4.
top unit is because they're in disorder, and then it's halved because they're disordered, and then it's halved again because it's opportunity fire. So it's like 2
2
whatever.
to
So
whatever the marsh is.
So 1 to 3. So
2 to 10.
I'm sure. Yeah. So it's not a hit. You'd have to get like a 66 or something. Or I don't even know that you
Actually,
could shoot
you
at it, right? Because it's worse.
You wouldn't be
than
able
1
to fire because
yeah.
it's
Worse than
2 to
1 to
10.
3.
So,
Yeah.
I'll keep that 61 though,
well,
Keep that in
because
your
you made me
pocket.
roll it.
3, 5, 6.
Well, I think that terrain is it woods? No, that's brush.
That's brush.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brush.
So himself is going to move here. There. There.
Mitch, I was wondering, these guys here, I know they're disordered, so they have all around facing, but could you face them the other way because just so that it makes more sense when you look at them?
Well, like you said, it doesn't really matter. They have all around facing.
I think they've
Oh.
come to our side.
They're getting
If it
ready
makes
to
a
run
difference
away
to you
too.
all,
Yeah.
point that way instead.
Skirmish. He's out of command, so he's in the regroup. I got that. All right, I'm gonna say Juno is. No, he's regroup. Yeah, I think that's everybody.
All right. So we should probably wrap it up here. We've got the regroup is the first shit we'll start with when we get together next week.
By the way, real quick, I gotta move this guy because I completely forgot he was even on the board during the leader phase.
Oh, sure.
Oh, is that your reinforcement?
He's the
Or the
leader
guy
that
who
came
was
back.
dead.
He was the one that came back last turn.
Oh, okay.
You can actually go right there. Okay. Easy peasy. All right, I'll put 2 back over here.
We'll kill him right this time.
Yeah.
He had a chance to get off the battlefield, but he chose to retreat.
Actually, he was in command, so he would have moved now anyway. So
Yeah.
He actually was out of command range.
Oh, he was?
Janelle was like 1 or 2 hexes farther.
Yeah.
I moved it back like 22 hexes.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool,
wait,
cool.
no. He. So what you're saying, Dave, is that he would have moved during the leader phase, which would have put him in command, and then he could have moved again.
No.
No.
I thought he would.
Okay.
Just from where you were saying, but I didn't know what.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he was 1 hex out of command, so he would. before. So
Michael, you have the horse artillery battery there. It could conceivably. Oh, I see. In regroup, it could like do something if it wants.
all right, save the game. And now, what was going on next weekend? Was somebody not going to be here?
So Brennan had said that there was a possibility he might not be able to participate. And then the weekend after that, Robert is out of town. And that's what my understanding is from what people had said earlier.
Okay.
So depending on what happens, that, at least it looks like we've got, Brennan's got, it looks like number 13 went, right? So you just have 6 and 4 on Brennan's side of things. So we'll see what happens if those guys come up next week and Brennan's not here. So
I've also finished my regroup, so that's out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
did mine as well.
All right, you guys
There's
got
also
your
the
regroup done?
Cossack jets number 15 Platov.
Oh, Platov
Awesome.
needs to go too. Okay, yeah. So you've got a fair amount of stuff there. Okay. Well, hopefully you can participate next week. If not, we will try to figure out what to do.
If someone can't, they could just do a log file or just they could do the regroup during the week if they needed to.
Well, they've already
they
done the
couldn't find-
regroup. Robert, did you just say you did the regroup?
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
ours.
and Brennan did the regroup. So at least with your stuff, the regroup's done. So,
Okay, so just me. I'll just have to do some regroup.
well,
Okay,
I
that's
haven't
great.
done any regroup. I don't think Mitch and Michael and David, we've done any regroup.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't done anything.
yeah, we'll pick that up next week. Okay.
Okay,
All right,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Joe.
We'll
See you next
see
week.
your happy smiling faces or virtual smiling
All right.
faces next time.
Brennan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brennan. See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Good one, everybody.